Create, relate, erase the hate. Our memories, these things we make. Each stitch we take our time. We take each word, we make them rhyme. We on, we off, these flaws we fraud. To mend this all, to walk the dog. We tune, we zoom, the room, the loom. The birds, the boughs, the stars, the moon.
Hey guys, welcome to Stitching It. My name is Stephanie, and this is a channel that's all about my hobbies of cross-stitching and diamond painting. And I am coming to you today from my favorite spot in the house, which is my stitching chair. And yeah, it's been about a month and a half since my last video, which is a pretty long time for me. But I had finally had a chance to sit down and have a chat with you guys. So I'm glad you're here because I've got a few really nice finishes to show you, that I squeezed in before the end of the year. And this time of year is also a good time to do a little wrap up. So I was gonna talk about everything I got done this year and a little bit of my plans for 2022, which usually my plans, I don't come out with them or finish them or come up with them until after January, because I like watching what people are doing on their YouTube channels and just giving it a little bit extra thought. But this year I decided what I was going to do pretty early on because, this year has been quite an interesting year, and especially for our family, we had some loss, and I feel like I comforted myself with my crafting, but I started a lot of things, to comfort myself, and I don't want to just keep going that direction. So I'm trying to change it up a little bit this year and keep my goals more simple for 2022. So anyway, I would like to get started with my finish that I had. Well, one of my finishes, but this one was I showed finished last time. It was a diamond painting by Diamond Art Club called Strength Along the Journey, and I finished it in November, but it just came back from the framers, and I am planning to give it to my church next year, like sometime early next year. So I really I really went all out on this one, okay? It looks so spectacular. It's almost too fancy for my house. So I'm just going to put a few pictures and videos what it looks like right now back from the framers, and I'm so happy with the way it comes out. I even put a Bible verse at the bottom, so I'm hoping that people will be drawn to it to see what it is, and then they'll read the Bible verse, and then think about what it means to them. So I was a little nervous. It took me a long time to finish this diamond painting because there's a lot of confetti in it, number one, and number two, the colors, there's so many different orangey yellows and golden browns in this piece that it was, before it was finished, it looked a little, I'm talking about there's orangey browns in the road, in the sky, in the water, and everything. And it looked a little strange, at first, but I believe once you see it all together, it really creates this this real glowing effect, especially with the aurora borealis effects, those gems. So like I said, I hope I've been showing you some videos and pictures of how it came out, but I'm so happy with the way. I can't wait to give it to my church and talk about what it means, what it means to me, both the church and just being able to make a diamond painting like that. I feel, it's hard to say how you approach handicrafts as far as because these things take a lot of time, and where do you get the time? Where do you find the time. So, what it means to me is someone has also put their faith in me, my family, and my husband, to complete these things and to spend my time and effort and money and everything on it, you know. So it's a joint effort, is what I'm trying to say. It's not just me mindlessly doing something, of course. So that's all about that. I had a couple of other finishes. I tried to do some gift stitching before Christmas, and I got some stuff done. I didn't get as much stuff done as I wanted to, but I think that's the way it normally goes. I ended up getting cut short at the end. But anyway, I stitched a Stay Home and Stitch freebie. I don't know how to say the designer's name, so I'll put it up on the screen. And I stitched it 3 times, and I made it into little pillows for my friend Talia and my friend Renda. And I sent the last one, I finished it as a steak. I was inspired to do that for Nitya and send her this little finished steak, I don't know, to put in her entryway. She talks on her YouTube channel that she wants to display some cross stitch, so I wanted to participate in that too. So I hope she really likes that. And anyway, that piece, like I said, I stitched it 3 times on the same fabric. It was on 46 count linen, and that freebie is also 1,300 stitches. So altogether, I mean, it was like, almost 4,000 stitches on 46 count linen. And that was the first time I really tried to do something on 46 count linen. I'd played with it before, but it took me a couple times to just work towards it, because it is so tiny that I do need reading glasses to see it pretty well, and good light. And I still got the worst backache ever, like from bending over, and you have to have a good neck and back, definitely, to stitch on small counts. It's not just about seeing it. So, but that was fun. And yeah, it was on some XJU design 46 count linen, and I picked different colors to go on it. So those were my last finishes of the year. And I think this year I came out with 10 diamond painting finishes of various sizes, and then I had 7 cross stitch finishes, which I've done a lot more stitching, but of course pulling off those finishes is a lot more difficult than starting them. So anyway, I'm going to put up a quick segment on those finishes that I've had this year. I've already put out a few preliminary plans on, Instagram and TikTok too, in case you're following me on TikTok. And yes, I have decided, since I already talked about how I was going a little bit overboard with the starts this year, and I would like to, in honor of, it's 2022, right? The year is going to be 2022. So I've decided to do no new starts, okay? Which means I have a group of whips that I'm going to be working through to focus on and to try to finish, with a group. There's a Facebook group called No New Starts 2022 if you're interested in it. And one of it's a little bit complicated the way it works. There is literally a path on there that if you don't want to do any new starts, you do exactly what it says. You don't start anything new. You just work on your whips and projects that you love throughout the year. And then there's some other modified versions. And I'm doing one called 2022 in 22 because of the year. And I've narrowed my whips down to 22 projects, right? And if I finish one of them, I am allowed a new start. That's not my plan. I do want to try to put another whip in there, but I can still have another start if I need to. So I've selected my projects, and the only rules for this is you have to have at least 200 stitches in a project for it to be considered a whip. So most of my projects that I picked are are from previous years and already started and got good progress on them already. But I have a couple that I have just barely started, and I have to make sure there's 200 stitches in there before January 1st. So, yes, I'm going to put another segment because, I considered doing a whip parade basically, but it's just I feel so rushed at the end of the year. And I wanted to focus on what the wrap up, like what I've done this year. So, I'm just going to put that up there right now, okay? So I'm a little nervous, okay? When you get comfortable with something and being able to start anything, you feel like it's hard to change your mindset. But I've had the last month to think about this and to really think about it, like since I decided. I decided early on what I was planning to do for the next year. I'm excited to get started on it. So I haven't exactly come up with a strategy for working with these whips that I've already put in. Why I keep gesturing over here is because I put them in. I packed my old other whips away, and I put them in the top in a milk crate basically next to me so I can have easy access to them. And yeah, there's going to be a theme for the 2022 group. It's going to be a road trip that we fictionally travel around the United States to go to different local needle workshops, virtually. And I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but you do have to stitch it to travel. So that's what's going to be the main motivating thing, to get those stitches in on my projects. But I think I picked some really good ones and ones that I really, really love, and I am excited about finishing them next year. So, yes, so that was cross stitching, and of course I plan to do some diamond painting too. So I'm just going to put a segment in here. This is like the laziest way to do stuff is segments. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to sit down with you guys and try to do it all in one take. You know, the way I really like to have these little chats, filmed, but when I can put in segments that I can make, it gives me a chance to take a break and figure out what I'm going to do next because I only do these videos, these update videos like every a month or longer, in between each one. So every single time I feel like I'm rusty. I forgot how to do this. I can't do this good, anymore. And yeah, I kind of went off the rails there, but I was just saying, taking a minute to say thank you for watching this year. And you guys, yeah, anyway. So I'm just going to put in a diamond painting segment here now. Hi guys, I'm here to talk about some diamond paintings I've been working on. And, ones I expect to kind of work on through the first part of the year. So this is The Way It Used to Be by Diamond Art Club. It's another Chuck Pinson landscape, and I love it because it's this farm scene and with these wild turkeys in here, so walking across the yard. And, I thought it was a good winter scene, like, you see a lot of snow scenes and Christmas scenes and stuff like that. But here in the South where I'm, from, this is what winter looks like during most of the South: brown grass and gray skies. So I'm actually really enjoying it. And I do have some plans to frame this one with some barn wood. But when I spoke to my framer the other day, he said that it would require the barn would be milled and routed, and I'm not sure where to get that done, and it sounds expensive. So I may have to adjust my goals for that. Anyway, this is a round, and I don't do those as much as I like squares, but I definitely like this one. So, and this next one I'm trying to finish early in the year as well. It's a solar system diamond painting from Diamond Art Club, and it's not exactly scientifically correct, but I'm doing it for my son who's turning 13 in February. So his birthday's coming up, and he requested that I do as much glow-in-the-dark treatment to this one as I can. So there's a lot of glow-in-the-dark beads all through here, there. All the whites are exchanged for glow-in-the-darks. And yeah, this is a square, so it's going to be a lot of work to get it done. It's 30 inches by 22 inches. That's 76 by 56. So that is going to keep me busy for the most part during the first part of the year. But I have one more I'm going to show you guys that I'm trying to work on during the winter. Okay, this last one is pretty much all covered up with paper, which I don't usually do anymore. But I'm working on this corner down here, and it's called Piano Dream. I'll put a picture of that one up. And this was one of the first Diamond Art Clubs I bought. And it's full of pinks and purples. I'll show you the colors right here. I mean, they're just gorgeous. If you just feel like pretty pinks and pretty purples, this piece has them. And it's a wonderful winter kind of in the woods scene. It reminds me, of winter, and there's a girl sitting here playing the piano, and I play the piano. So, anyway, I kitted this up with Danielle a long time ago, and it's just been sitting out, so I'd really like to get as much as I can get done on it, but there's a ways to go. So that's the other piece that I'm trying to make progress on this winter. So that's going to be fun. It's hard to balance two hobbies, but a lot of us do have more than one hobby, and yeah, I do love diamond painting. I can't seem to stop doing it, so I must really enjoy it. So anyway, what I have, the last thing I wanted to just show you guys was what am I going to be doing to keep track of all of these plans and all these projects and stuff. You know, a lot of people get the Book of Days is a special sort of stitching planner, and there's lots of stitching planners out there. You know, and I chose not to get, I do like to buy a planner every year, and some years I use it more than others, but this year I got one that's just from Amazon, and I'll put a link up there because they actually have some really nice planners on Amazon that aren't name brand, so they're not that expensive. This is an 8.5 by 11, so it's a big size planner, and it's hardbound and, you know, spiral bound, and it says Elon Publish is the company. It's some Chinese company, but it started with November, and it goes all the way to December 2022. So it's a weekly planner, a monthly planner. Let me just show you the way these pages look. I like ones that aren't set up necessarily for time schedules, but just have some space, a nice big space during the day to put whatever you're thinking about. It's not really planning for me as much as it is keeping track of what I did. And I got a few things. I had gotten a camera. Did I even put some of these things in here? Back in November. I had gotten, yeah. So this is just one that I had in here that I took with a little zinc camera that I got, and just what I did, and it has it has enough room in the thing. Now, what I'm also participating in next year is WIPGO. I didn't do it. I have never done it, but I've been spectating for a while, and I'm going to put my WIPGO board up there so you can see. And this is I've just done one for stitching projects. I have considered doing one for diamond painting projects, but I think trying to plan too much, is just going to set myself up for failure. So I'm going to still do what I feel like when it comes to diamond painting with those projects that I showed you. And with stitching, I'm going to be a little more disciplined, I think. So the WIPGO board, I have all 22 projects, but there's 25 spaces on the WIPGO board. So I put the last 3 spaces are going to be, I put all my projects, my 22 projects, on the Tiny Decisions wheel. So I'm going to spin and utilize that when I can. And, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover today. I just wanted to get something in before the end of the year. I mean, like I said, it's been really just hectic, and, I'm going to run out after this and try to get a couple more last minute Christmas presents. So, wish me luck. There's still a pandemic going on, and of course I don't want to talk about that because it's like, in our lives all the time. So I get a little bit nervous when I have to go somewhere, because I'm like, oh my gosh, who has COVID, So anyway, I think I've run out of all the things to say. So I am going to get going for now, and I will be back at you at the beginning of the year, after the first of the year, to talk more about how these plans are going. But it was nice to sit down and talk with you guys for a little bit, and I'm looking forward to everything next year has to offer. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.